Good morning. I've had a few casts on the canal. I just hooked into a nice perch as well. Unfortunately, I did have it on. I saw the perch come to the surface, but it slipped the hook. These things happen, don't they? Especially when you're lure fishing, because it depends at which angle the fish attacks the bait and how it grabs it and you strike. And I am fishing with a fairly small approach as well, 1 gram jig head and a small rubber minnow, trying to get the balance all the while between getting the fish, getting the bites, but make sure I hook them as well. If you go too big, the bigger you go, the more you eliminate the smaller fish, which is great if you're setting your stall out for a monster every time. That doesn't happen though. Then if you come too small, you'll start to lose fish because you've gone with a smaller hook or a much smaller bait. So I find that approach that I tend to go with is a good balance because I don't lose too many. You do get fish snatch at the lure though. That's always going to happen when you take this sort of approach to fishing. I'm keeping the rod high in the water, high in the air should I say. That means the bait will be up off the bottom. There are 1 or 2 snags in this particular swim, so I'm keeping the bait just off the bottom, inching it in enticingly. Will I get another bite of the cherry? We shall see. Always confident, but never arrogant when it comes to fishing. That's a principle not just for angling, but for life itself, I think. I've had nothing at all in terms of action since that fish that I mentioned just now. I've changed the hook pattern slightly, but a slightly larger hook, and I've experimented with different lures as well, but no more takes. What you have to remember when you are jigging in the way that I am now is that compared to fishing a maggot or a worm on the deck, the fish will have time to approach the bait, eye it up, and they will take it in a pretty standard way. So you know what's happening when you get a bite. However, when you are lure fishing, you're pulling that bait through the water, and often the fish responds in a split second. So the angle of the fish to the hook might not always be conducive to a clean take. And that's why you'll get more hook pulls and missed bites when you're lure fishing compared to with a more standard approach. Still a great way of fishing though, isn't it? And hopefully I'll get a fish on the bank. Just a short session though, about an hour for me this morning. That tends to be what I do on the local canal. Not much travelling at all. An hour fishing, that's quite a few casts. And as long as your bait's in the water, you've got a chance. Plus it's great to be out and about, isn't it? It was fairly chilly this morning, but the sun's coming up now. The birds have been singing. And apart from the fish on the bank, it's been a great morning. However, I've still got a little bit of time to go. I have got a fish on now. It's not a small perch. It does feel like a perch though. I don't know if you can hear that splashing there. Let's not tempt fate but it is coming towards the net. It's a small pike, so I want to get this one in the net. Very, very small pike. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Nice one. Right, let's get this one on the mat and I'll be back in a moment or two. And I've mentioned already about the hook coming out. It did, however, on this occasion, it was while the fish was in the net on the mat. I'm crouching down as always, just in case the fish does decide to move. I can grab it quickly, and I've got the mat underneath me as well.